You are welcome back to Zero to Pythonic. In this video, I'm going to discuss typecasting in coding. Typecasting is the process of converting a value of one data type to another. This means that you can convert a string to an integer to a float to a boolean, and even from a boolean to a string. You know what I mean. And under typecasting, we have explicit and implicit. Now let's talk about implicit first. Now let's take some variables from each data type. So a string first. Let's take name. So name, let's just use Pythonic. So name equals Pythonic. Let's take an integer. Let's use age. Age equals 5. Yeah. And a float. For a float, let's use CWA of 16.9. And for a boolean, let's use student. So for a student, a boolean is all about true or false. So I'm a student, true. Let's use true. In typecasting, we use the built-in type function. So now we will type, then the variable comes. To determine the data type, we can use the built-in type function. So now let's practice something. So let's print, and then type comes before the variable as usual. So in name, let's assume we don't know the type of data type the name is. So we print, then type name. After running, we will get it here. It's giving us the string down here. So it means that name is a string. To make the work easier and faster for us, we'll utilize the built-in autocomplete function. So just as we see, it auto-completes what we want to type for us. So when it comes and it's correct, you just hit on tab, the tab key just filling for you. So let's continue with the others. Now let's print, then type age. A print type CWA, print type student is the boolean. So after running, we are getting all of them. So we are saying the name to be a string, the age to be the integer, the CWA to be the float, then the student to be a boolean just here. Now let's convert the integer into a float. Age is the integer, so we are converting it into a float. So we type in, and since we want to convert to a float, after the equal sign, we type in float first before the variable. If we wanted to convert to a boolean, we would type boolean before the variable. So we are converting it to a float. So age equals float, then the variable. So when printing, we just print age. Now print, then variable age. So after running, we are getting the number here, 5.0, just down here. And we all know that any number with a decimal is a float. Now let's try and convert a float into an integer. Our float is the CWA. So just as we did, CWA equals then integer, so int, then the variable. So print CWA. Then after running, we are getting it to be 16. It has now transformed from a float to an integer. So we are getting just 16 here. Let's convert the string to a boolean also. So name equals then a boolean, so bool, then the variable. So we just print name. Now we are getting true because the name was inputted. If it was to be blank, it would have given us false. Now, if we clean the Pythonic and now we get the name to be blank, after running we will get false. That's how you get to know if the person inputted his or her name or not. Even if we input just one letter, even if we input only P, it will give us true because it was inputted. Now let's move on to implicit typecasting. This is where computer automatically converts everything for you. Now let's do some calculations here. Let's take x equals 4 and y equals 2.0. And just as we know, 4 is an integer and then 2.0 is a boolean. So we are trying to merge two different data types. So x equals 4, y equals 2.0. Now let's assume the formula to be x equals x over y. When printing, you will print just x, so print then x. Now after running, we will get the straight answer. Now we are having 2.0 here, and even if you calculate it by yourself, that's the answer you will get. 4 divided by 2, of which we are getting 2.0 here. Let's take another example. Let's use x equals 15 and y equals 3, and let's assume the formula to be y equals x plus y multiplied by x again. We want to find y, so print then y. After running, we are getting the straight answer, which is 60. Calculate and see if you've got 60. You can try more examples on your own. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share. Thank you for watching.